am here for myself and for my baby first, and then for everyone else.
Aadhi, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
You're a designer. You've designed some amazing clothes, which obviously represents a lot of your culture.
A lot of what I do is representation. It's a relationship between land and ancestors.
And you bring that to your art. You bring that to your designs.
I really wanted to dig into my own roots, and the only way to do that was through art, and then to share it as well.
You said prayers to keep you rooted. Who are you praying to?
Oh, I love Kali. It's the divine mother. Everything is a ritual. Taking a bath is a ritual sometimes. An intention is a ritual, no? The thoughts also run in your brain. And so you're thinking, okay, is my baby also thinking all this? I don't want to leave my child alone or with someone I don't know. Of course, take them to work, show them what I do from a very young age.
With you being an artist and actually going through this motion of life, what has this phase of your life taught you as an artist? Aadhi,
Yes.
welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
We've known each other a really long time, and now you are about to be a mama.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Wild.
Wild, very wild. Oh,
Yeah.
So quick.
Yeah.
Oh, sudden.
So, but how many months pregnant are you right now?
5.
Wow.
Oh,
That's amazing. And obviously, baby comes out in 4 months.
yes. Yes. Oh.
That's cool. And so the reason I'm so drawn to what you're doing in Sri Lanka is just, it's such a beautiful thing. I've been to your space. You have this art space, this, I'm going to use the word community. You have this amazing community with you. You've got so much of creativity going on in this particular space that you have. You're a designer. You've designed some amazing clothes and clothing, which obviously represents a lot of your culture. And you've invested your time so much in Sri Lanka, of all places. Why? I know you're part of you is from here, but why here in Sri Lanka?
Because this is home. And this is the space I felt like I could do whatever I wanted to do. There's also a lot of support, because anywhere else that I was there, I worked my way through. Even here, it's the same thing. But even having a meal cooked for you and given was kind of nice.
Yeah.
And also, I think this is bliss. I have never gone to another country where I've felt so comfortable waking up, just taking my bag and leaving one day and saying, okay, I just want to go out and about and come. I think there's so much freedom here.
Yeah.
And the whole land is so rich, rich with people, rich with community, rich with the change, also a sense of liberation, so much going on. So a lot to share, hold, and tell here. I feel.
You identify as a Malaya Tamil.
Yes, Malaiyaga Tamil.
Malaiyaga Tamil. And you have deep roots in Sri Lanka. And I'm going to call the space that you have I'm going to use the word compound. Because from what I've experienced walking in through your space, it's a self-sufficient running system. You've got people there, all sorts of creative folks, and then you've got like your own food growing in the rooftop.
Yes.
And tell me about this space. What made you want to open up a space like this for people?
I did a thesis project.
Okay.
In 2017 when I was studying, and now I feel like this is how people have lived in the ancient days. But at the time, counterculture was a reference. The Vietnam War was a reference. Women's right was a reference. So it is more towards the West, even though, that was what my tutors had guided me with. But just to see a whole space coming together with food, with a cooking place, with art, with a living situation going on, just sharing the whole space with the community. And right now, I think the space also kind of functions on its own in terms of people.
Okay.
Usually you need people to run a space. And now that you see I'm pregnant, I'm not there half the time, but things still happen.
Right.
And so and it's just friends who are coming and doing and building what they want to do.
Mm.
It's also trust. So I used to have an employee last year, but since I've taken a couple of breaks, I don't have an employee. So just, can you help me?
Mm.
And people just come. People just come and do
Yeah.
what they can.
Wow.
And in exchange, there's, either the space or something else for them in it too. It doesn't feel like either parties are being drained at all.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful giving and receiving, I feel. Yeah. Without it feeling like giving or receiving.
Right. It's not a transaction.
No.
That's amazing. You have deep roots from Sri Lanka's hill country as well. And you bring that to your art. You bring that to your designs. Tell me about that.
One of the collections that I did was from the hills, which was about the land rights, about the people there. My grandma was a worker at the tea plantations.
Right.
We were farmers from India. There are roots that date way back as well. And how they kind of evolved with the politics, with the landscape, with the people to get into a grocery store. How did that work out for them? Because there are so many people who still do not have the rights to land or still are being oppressed, etc. So I really wanted to dig into my own roots, and the only way to do that was through art, and then to share it as well. It's a relationship between land and ancestors, but also just to say that the West came in, there was a lot of extraction in terms of tea, which is for export, and then other kinds of sort of oppression, and how but also a sense of community in the space which the folks built for themselves. So I think that is also quite interesting to see. Just to tell about when this plant, the devil trumpet, when those were, it was only 50 years old. It wasn't something that grew in that space. It's a hallucinogenic. So I constantly question, why was it there, or who put it there, or because the mountains are so mystical. Is it that? Is it the energy? But it was planted there to keep the people in that space as well. I want to ask you what community means to you.
Community. Well, I don't think I've formulated what it fully is yet. But I do think there's this beautiful way of living life as a village. And we've all heard this thing, right? It takes a village to raise a child. And I think that binary way of thinking of like the nuclear family, like the West's idea of like what family looks like, it's very individualistic. It's like your small unit of people, and it's not connected at all. And I think that we've adopted over time, whether it's colonialism or whatever it is. And I think we've lost that as individuals. We'd like to think for ourselves. We'd like to, pursue our careers. And there's nothing about, hey, let's progress as a people. Obviously that's changing for me. I'm not doing what I'm doing for myself anymore. I'd like to think I'm doing it with a purpose to share an idea, and that idea can grow with other people. And in turn, we are all one, because we all share the same vision and same idea. So I'm still working on it, but that's what I got.
Thank you.
What is community to you?
Many different things. Started off with caste, because that's what I grew up with. When they say community, it was always caste.
Okay.
But I think it reframed itself on its own when the space started. When the project was there, the whole idea was to just find friends, just to find a space where you feel belonged, regardless of where you are.
Right. Just
to share differences and, but still be together very respectfully, and very organically also, without it being forced, to share ideas without hierarchy, without power structures, without a status quo, without transaction, without a transaction. That's what community is. And I think it continues to evolve. with people coming together and each person being a thread and just doing their own thing, but still things are coming together in its own way. And like I said, the space also running on its own. And why is that? It's because of the community. So
I think that when we say it's a transaction, it's because it's very specific, right? It's like you give me this and I give you that, because it's part of this system that helps you scale, right? And what you're talking about is, what if all those lines were blurred? What if it wasn't measured in whether you give me 2 cups or I give you 1 cup? It's more, hey, I saw you yesterday and we're seeing you today and we're floating through and you're living life together. I feel like that's what you're talking about. That's what you've built with your space. And that's what I felt when I walked in there. I remember taking my shoes off as I walked. And so your studio is called Studio Kayamai. Yeah.
Yes.
And I took my shoes off. And that's part of your culture as well. Because, I mean, South Asian culture, actually Asian culture. Don't wear your shoes inside, right? And so we took our shoes off and I walked up those steps and then I saw you and I saw all these different people doing different things. There was somebody painting. There was somebody like playing with the kids and keeping them entertained. And then we went up the second floor and there was more stuff, people doing like their gallery and they were showcasing their different work. And then as we kept going through the floors, you finally took us up to that beautiful garden that you've started on the rooftop in the city where you grow your own food. And this started during
COVID.
Okay.
My mom started it. I just go there to get all the benefits and soak the sun in, feed the crows once in a while, pour some water, take pomegranates out of it. But yeah.
That's amazing. And what do you feel about, because I know predominantly there's a lot of art, there's celebration of a lot of art and expression. What was when you entered into this art space in Colombo, specifically in this city, and it's pretty, I would say it's under the radar, but globally it's like it's getting there. People are starting to notice like art from Sri Lanka, from Colombo. So what were your thoughts as you walked through this space and you've seen was there a lack of something? Was there a void that you needed to fix?
Just the fact that it was too gate kept and there was no entry point. Neither did I really know what I really wanted to do. I graduated as an architect, but went into the arts. Wanted to design spaces, more just spaces in terms of small projects, something that you can see what it becomes, kind of, rather than waiting for 4 years. Because that's how architecture is, even though I still love designing spaces. But one of the things was mainly it being gate kept and you not really having an entry point. But now that is changing because of community spaces, because of other spaces that's opening up and just saying, hey, all you need is Instagram or some sort of social media platform for you to really know what is happening in the space. And then you can just go for it, right?
Yeah.
We have so many different people doing different kinds of things these days. And everything is so cool. Not in terms of consumption, but in terms of So, even if it's an experiment, it can be put out. It doesn't have to be a final, finished, serious product for it to be out.
Right.
It can just be you playing with sand and you want to share it with a group of friends, or bring some kids in and ask them to play with sand as well. So it's as simple as that, without it being transactional again. We bring a product, just something to explore. And I think that is what is happening now in the scene. Just a musical show, some friends coming in jamming, that becoming something. Art where people just come and paint, open studio days. So I don't see that was there 5-6 years ago, but now it's there, it's happening, and people can find their own community. Sorry,
that's okay. You're preggers, you want a little bit of water?
Thank you.
It's interesting because obviously art means something to different people, right? What does when we use that word here, art, what does that mean to you? what is art? It's a hard one, right?
Oh.
It's so many different depictions, so many different ways of seeing it. But a lot of people say art should make you feel. It's supposed to help you feel something, and it could sometimes be related to what that artist was feeling about a specific topic. Have you used your art to tell a story?
Yes.
Or represent a certain culture?
A lot of what I do is representation, but right now I'm also thinking there's an act of resistance. There is also a little bit more than storytelling. Storytelling brings in awareness, and a way of storytelling can, create so much change. But also, like, using art to kind of voice out is so important, not just something personal, something related to mental health, or something completely within, but just for different communities also. And most of the work that I do, I think first I draw myself with the pot, with the earrings, and with all of the elements. So that is how I see myself, and that is kind of what I like to draw as well.
Yeah.
But also these different characters that I like to draw are so queer. They are in between all these characters, and just drawing ancestors or spaces or people. I think everyday life, and the Malaya community plays a huge role in that also, again, because of storytelling, because of awareness, constantly sharing that out. Did I answer that right? I don't know.
I believe so. I believe so. Yeah, I was getting it. Is that pregnant brain?
I don't know.
Sometimes, has there ever been a point where you've taken parts of that culture that you come from and brought it into today's context with the way you run things at the studio space?
Of course, yes. Like you said, removing your shoes, having a practice there, having rituals that work for me right now at this time. Instead of following these old ideologies and old narratives, how do you feel what you do, even when you're sitting and just, closing your eyes? How do you feel at this point in time?
When you're closing your rice?
Yeah, eyes.
Oh, right. Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah. Eyes. Yeah,
Eyes.
absolutely. When you close your eyes, how you feel. Yep.
Oh, and how you actually breathe in the space, and because the space carries a certain sense of energy.
Yes.
It doesn't come, it comes with people, it comes with the practices that you have, that you ground the space with.
Yeah.
Everyday prayers, just, I think, something to keep you rooted. I think that is important.
That's such an important thing. You said prayers to keep you rooted. Who are you praying to? Or what?
I don't want to get into religion.
Yeah.
So I just traditional practices, or whatever you want to call it. Just closing your eyes and saying Om is enough sometimes. Just the sound, I have a healing bowl, just that sound for like 2-3 minutes, just to vibrate in the space. A cleanse with an incense stick. I think you can do this in all kinds of, cultures and traditions.
Yeah.
So
it's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, I love Kali.
That's right. That's why I was asking, because you had mentioned this to me in the past.
Oh, I really, really love Kali.
Yeah. So for those watching, can you describe and help educate us who is Kali?
Kali is the divine feminine, the goddess of time, death, destruction, and also one of the first one in the 10 Mahavidyas. Now, in the tantric version, Mahavidyas basically means 10 different versions of woman, embodying different parts of the divine feminine. And so when I say tantric version, this is more towards the Nepal side, and the Buddhist side, and so many other different spaces that they worship Kali.
Right.
And in the South Indian or the South Indian version, it's the divine mother, Amman, someone who is fertile, who is powerful, who, just this immense strength, this immense feeling, protection, all of it. And And I think even in terms of ancestors, when you say someone who did something for the community, and I again don't like to go into details of Hinduism, but one of the things why I feel the practice is so rooted is because it's very relatable.
Mm.
These gods get angry, mad, they're selfish, they're sad, they're just very human like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's easy to relate, and you
Yeah.
can embody that energy, that power, that
Yeah.
with the proper, with prayers, with devotion, with acts,
Mm.
with service.
Mm. I love that about the Hindu religion, is that it is a very beautiful sight to see the practice of it. In Sri Lanka, it's just so cool that we get to, have this concoction of different religions and different practices all in one pool, that we get to experience each other's like way of living life. It's something else. You don't really get that in many parts of the world, where it's just all close to one. Tell me about like you explore the connection between land, ancestry, and rituals. And how have you implemented that into your life? What have you learned so far?
I think everyday living is a ritual. The way you want to get up, what do you want to do first, your routine, like when you spoke about exercise, that you do because you feel good. You want to feel good for yourself and for the people around you. And all of that is ritual in my head. Like everything is a ritual. Taking a bath is a ritual sometimes. That intention is a ritual, no? I cleanse myself of any negative energy. So I cleanse myself, right now. So and especially when you're pregnant, you can absorb so much so soon.
Oh yeah, tell me about that. What have you learned as like pregnant Aadhi wise? Tell me
Different.
about.
Oh, more than wise, I think different. I don't. My cup is not empty. But I don't give as much I used to. It's more for the baby and containing that energy. Just because like I said, I absorbed too soon. And so even a cleansing practice can be a bit tiring. And the thoughts also run in your brain. And so you're thinking, okay, is my baby also thinking all this?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because you're growing a whole human being. And so you want to be mindful, but not to a point where you're like, okay, no reality and I run away to La La Land, but more like, I am here for myself and for my baby first, and then for everyone else. So that's how it feels.
I was gonna ask with, like how as a filmmaker, I would take, sometimes months, sometimes years to write a script, because you're fostering something inside of you that you're trying to express it. You're writing it, you're rewriting it, and then finally it comes out as this beautiful thing. When you see the final film or the final product, you're like, wow, that looks great. I'm so proud of that. I mean, I personally am never proud, but I'm guessing that's what I should feel. With you being an artist and actually going through this motion of life, which is such a beautiful phase in your life of having a child. What have you felt, or like you're our generation. So it's just, for me, it's very interesting to hear it coming from you. What has, this phase of your life taught you as an artist?
One thing you do is you talk to many people, because this is the first time you're being a mother, but also talk to people ancestry, old people, all of that is there, but also people who are going through it now. And I'm in the art community, right? So I talk to friends who are mothers who are in the art community. So it's more nurturing, because you feel like you can keep going. There's no need to stop. There's so much release in different senses, in different forms. The ritual practices have become more intentional, more powerful, even like while chanting. It creates that vibration in the space. Your mind stops for a second.
That's beautiful.
So I like that. And it's and I think the space also it just goes on its own. People
Mhm.
come with different projects.
Mm.
It's either a lesson or a blessing.
Mhm.
That's how I see it.
Mm.
So things are happening on its own, and even like constantly questioning what community means to you.
Mm.
Because when you're bringing this baby into a space, you're bringing it around with people.
Yeah.
And so that question keeps coming. And I'm so grateful to be in this community, to be a part of this community,
Yeah.
to be to be with people who I trust.
Mhm.
No.
I was gonna say one of the coolest things that I recall. I was with the O'odham people, and actually Thosh Collins and Chelsea Luger, who are of Native Americans in Arizona, and they were talking to me about how their way of life is that, like you said, it's a community of people taking care of your child. But the binary system that we live in, or the modern world that we live in, tells you it's not okay to take your kid to work day, or it tells you that, oh, you have to separate from them in order to kind of work efficiently. That the kids are labeled disruptors of the peace because they're loud, there's so much energy, there's like, it's chaotic. But in their culture, it was embraced. It was like, it was part of the everyday thing. Like, oh yeah, the kids are running, but we're doing something very important, but they're here, they're around. And it was norm for them to just be in that space together. Is that what you're trying to foster and create with your space?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, this is an idea that I was having.
Yeah.
To have a playing pen in the space, and also support creative moms. And I just started collecting a bunch of toys and stuff just for people to come and play and be with kids. And I also think it's really healing. If there's a safe adult, then it's good. So of course, yes, we need to take precautions, but that is what the space is becoming right now. I don't want to leave my child alone or with someone I don't know. Of course, take them to work, show them what I do from a very young age.
Yeah.
They like it, they don't like it, that's something else. But show them, and integrate them. Not keep them separate. Definitely integrate them with everyday life.
Yeah. That's awesome. Aadhi, I know this has been short, but I'm also very interested to know first of all, how can people find your space about Studio Kayamai?
It's there on Instagram, on Google. Yeah.
And it's based here in Colombo.
Yes, it's in Havelock Road.
Yep, in Havelock Road.
Next
Very close. Nobody will know where we are. No. It's next door. And what can people expect from Studio Kayamai and you and your design collection over the next few months or in the near future?
I think exactly what we spoke about, more related to community, more related to people, art, kids, because there's going to be a child running around. And I also have a friend who just gave birth, so she's also a part of the studio. So just watching that baby grow. So places for small people also.
I love that. I love that. Aadhi, thank you so much for being here. There's an energy to you being a mom, a soon-to-be mom. There's like, it's just flowing. I'm just easy. I love that. It's really good. I'm excited. I really love your clothing. I really love your stuff.
Thank you.
I know I've tried to use it as many times in the video productions that I've done. But I love the story behind your work and the pieces that you've produced. I know a lot of it means something, these designs, and it's a collaboration between your Indian roots, but also your Sri Lankan roots at the same time, which is wonderful stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Awesome.